We have seen so much incredible video from Florida over the past several hours. This is time-lapse video showing the storm surge not far from where the hurricane came ashore. Millions of residents have left their homes for higher ground.
And millions more are riding out the storm tonight in the dark.
Well, here we go. Pretty big truck. I don't have nearly enough stuff to fill this thing, as you can see. This is 20 foot. I wanted the 10-foot one, but they were all out. So I got this. I'm guessing the amount of stuff that I actually own won't even fill up half this truck. But I needed it, so I couldn't wait for the smaller one to be returned. Which stinks, because these do obviously cost more money, but it is what it is. Yeah, we got about 400 miles there and back to cover, so I gotta drive it there, drive it back, get my real car, and then do it all over again. Here we go. Whew. All right, here we go. This is about the coolest thing I own, so it's definitely coming. It's a miniature golf bag that I've used as a trash can. I'll put a plastic bag in there, and it's pretty neat. I keep it by my desk. No clue where I found it, but I've had it most of my life. So either the golfer was incredibly short, or this was just always meant to be a decorative piece. Okay, need some lights. All right, so I'm not used to driving something this big. It's 20 foot long. So I'm gonna take it real slow, turns real wide. We have 200 miles to go. Should take us about 4 hours and 5 minutes. So, with that said, we have a Monster. I can't really see it that well, but trust me. And we have a Powerade. So, we're moving. Sorry the windshield's so dirty. I have tried to clean it, but let's try again actually. Maybe? No. Anyway, one of the reasons I left so early is because the roads here in South Florida, they get so busy, and I just didn't feel comfortable driving this big old thing on a busy highway. But it's 5:45 in the morning, and the roads are looking pretty crowded, so we're about to turn left to get onto the highway here, see how it goes. But yeah, this thing, once it gets up to speed, it's real good. It's just really slow getting up to speed, and then obviously it's pretty cumbersome, and trying to see, who's behind you on your left and right. I do have the mirrors, and I feel pretty good about that, but I haven't, ever driven something really where I can't see out the back of the vehicle. So we're gonna give it a shot. I think it's gonna be okay. But yeah, this is kind of the final turn before we hit the highway for a good 4 hours. Yeah, okay, here we go. A bit dodgy there, mate, a bit dodgy, hanging in there. Okay, we found somewhat calmer seas, if you will. The traffic's beginning to dissipate. Instead of heading south like we were towards Miami, Florida, we're now headed west. So a lot of traffic going south into the bigger metropolises, but heading west, there's not much until you get to the western coast. of Florida, so it should thin out even further, which is good for us. And the sun is coming up, so it's going to be a little bit easier on our eyes. But so far, so good. I say that we're only about 20 minutes in, but we'll take it. I wish I could show you a nice sunrise this morning. You can maybe see it in the mirror there. Obviously, the sun rises in the east, sets in the west. We're headed dead west into the night. It's almost like we don't want the night to end. I don't know if you've ever had a night like that. Me neither. Okay, so we're approaching Alligator Alley. I'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. We got to get through a toll booth. I know that much. I don't know how much it costs. I brought enough money, but yeah, I just got to line myself up because there's a way to go through it automatically, but we don't have that transponder. So we have to go to the cash lane, which shouldn't be too hard. And then I'm sure they'll just tell us how much we owe. So that should be coming up any second now. So we'll see. Okay, so the toll was $3.25. Not bad. So now we know when we come back to return the truck and get our own vehicle, we'll have that exact change. But this is Alligator Alley. I wanted you to see it with the sun up. This is the Everglades. So a lot of South Florida is undeveloped because it's pretty much a swamp. There's a lot of alligators in there, hence the name, but there's snakes, all sorts of wildlife. It's basically a huge nature preserve. It's beautiful from overhead, so I highly recommend you look up some pictures of it online. But this is about an 80-mile stretch. I apologize, I don't know how many kilometers that is. But it's a nice, calm, 2 lanes, both ways, not heavy traffic, as you can see. The one thing about Alligator Alley is there are no gas stations. So we have a full tank of gas, which is good. There's also really no restaurants or places to stop. It's just kind of a straight through the Everglades. So, yeah, so if you ever want to travel South Florida, just keep that in mind. But we should be okay. I'll see you on the other end of Alligator Alley. So far, so good. So it just got very foggy all of a sudden. As you can see over there, it used to be perfectly clear, but I guess this must be a climate reaction over the Everglades. Just the sun warming it up. I don't really know what causes this. It's pretty cool looking, a little spooky, but yeah, it's neat. I mean, you just can't see anything to the right or left. But strange. Let's see how long it takes this car to disappear on us. It's just so weird. Still see it, but in a few seconds it's gonna be gone. It's just crazy. It's almost comical at this point. I was trying to stay behind a truck, or a lorry, as they would say, but now it's gone. So visibility is not the greatest, but luckily it's pretty easy, straight. Okay, so we made it through out of Alligator Alley. As you can see, the road is opened up again to 3 lanes. We are now headed north. So on Alligator Alley, we're headed dead west. So we crossed the state of Florida in the southern end, but now we need to head north up the western seaboard of the state. So it's kind of the final stretch. It is about 2 hours, so we're halfway through. Fuel's looking good. Weather is improving slightly, but now, yep, dead north. And then we should be there relatively soon, probably about 10 a.m. it's telling me. So yeah, I'll check back in with you in a little bit and see how things are going. Hey, look, blue skies. All right. just stopped for a little restroom break, and I checked on everything in the back. Looks good, so we're doing okay. We got about an hour left. I'm gonna be excited to get there. Beautiful day, probably 75 degrees right now. I'm not sure what little town we're in, but yeah, we're about an hour south of where we need to be. So let's get back to it. So we actually stopped again. I was getting a little nervous. We only had a third of a tank. This thing doesn't do very well on miles, so I'm just getting a little bit more just to ease my mind. So we are very, very close, but yeah, I don't know. These things guzzle gas. Oh well. I don't know if you can see that big bridge in the distance on the right side of the screen. That's where we're going. Water everywhere. It's a pretty cool bridge. Pretty tall. Alright, up we go. Dang, this is high. And back down. Heights aren't really my thing, so I'm very happy to be getting off this freaking bridge. Look at that cool machine. It doesn't look like it's very much fun though. Cutting grass never stops, huh? Well, we made it. I backed in pretty good. Not very used to backing in something so big, but yeah, we can unload here. We just got to go around and up those steps, so not horrible. This is a little green pasture. Apparently this track you can bike up and down. So obviously this is a apartment complex. It's going to be my new home. If you're wondering where it is, it's in St. Petersburg, Clearwater area in Florida on the West Coast. So you can look that up on a map if you want. But I need to go drop off first month's rent check and get my keys and start moving. So yeah, we made it. 5 hours, a lot longer than I thought, but all good. Well, here's the new place. It's pretty nice. It's not by the beach, which are way more expensive. It's about 19 minutes to the beach. So there's that, and it's really close to the highway, but this unit is as far back from the highway as you can get. So it's a pretty nice 1-bedroom apartment. It's not humongous, but for the price, it's really nice. It doesn't look out onto the pool. That's more expensive, but you can see the pasture I was talking about, the path where people exercise and stuff. So this is really it. That's the closet, and then that's the bathroom. So it's pretty updated. This building is really new, which is why I liked it a lot. And the fridge is really cool. So, I mean, it's massive. I've never had a fridge that like opens with 2 doors. So that's really nice. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Now the hard work begins. I don't know anybody here, so it's just me. So I gotta unload all that stuff by myself and bring it up the steps. There's no elevator either. But at least we're here and we can make it what we will. All right, let's get started. Well, we did it. Moved everything in. I'm drenched. Those stairs were no joke. But it's over with. She's empty, filling up with gas, and probably pop in here, get another energy drink or something, and then look for some lunch on the way home. That's the highway that I was telling you about, by the way. So if your apartment's like really close to that, you can probably hear it. But ours is all the way in the back, so I couldn't really hear it when I was moving in. But anyway, we got another 4 to 5 hour drive ahead of us because we got to go return this thing and pick up our personal vehicle and then drive that back all the way over here. But probably not till tomorrow. I'm tired, man. I'm beat, but I'm excited. all gassed up, as you can see. The snacks for the way back are pink Gatorade, really good flavor. I think it's new, I don't know. Red Bull in case we get super sleepy. And they had this pizza inside the gas station. I was gonna stop somewhere like McDonald's, but this looked pretty good. And then Doritos if you know, we get stuck in traffic and we're super hungry. So that's it. We're gonna hit the road, and I'll show you more of the place when I bring my own car back tomorrow. So I didn't get to really show you much of it because I was just too tired. But let's drive. Well, crap. Here we go again. Up, 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 up. We've hit a bit of a problem. We're not moving on the highway. Well, we're about an hour in on our way back to grab our own car. Thinking about drinking that Red Bull just to give me a little pop. I feel fine. I was just physically a little bit tired there from lifting stuff, but yeah, I think I might crack that and then carry on. I think the sun's going to be setting as we're arriving at our destination, so that'd be nice to kind of do it all in the daylight. But yeah, I think right around the time we're supposed to be done, it'll be dark. I'll probably check in with you then, unless anything notable happens. Hopefully that's not the case, because usually that's not good. Anyway, see you then. Well, I thought I'd update you because we're back on Alligator Alley. We just paid the toll. Just if you're curious, the toll right now on this is $3.25. That big bridge that we went over, there was a toll of $1.50. So like $4.75 each way, probably like $9.50 there and back. And total expenses on tolls, which isn't terrible. I didn't know how much it was going to be, but I thought it would be a little bit more. So that's not bad at all. But just in case you're curious, you want to visit Florida, you want to drive Alligator Alley, come do it. Just know that there's a cash toll. But at least we have a lot better visibility now, so maybe we'll see some gators. Well, the sun's setting on Alligator Alley. You can see it in the mirror behind me. There's the sunrise. I can see the lights of downtown Fort Lauderdale. You probably can't make them out. But we got about 30 minutes left. I'm tired of driving, I can tell you that much.